Well, Abbie, thank you for talking with us here at Gamescom. Abbie Heppe is the community manager of Respawn, the creators of the huge and massive hit which has been Titanfall, which was expected by every single one on this planet who wasn't in a bunker, I think. And so we want to know a bit about how was working on Titanfall. How was the release? It's really tiring, I believe.
Well, we've been working on so much content post-launch, so it's like you release and then you still have way more work to do. But the reception has been fantastic. We're really happy about how it's sold, the response from community. It's been really amazing. So definitely worth all the hard work that everybody on the team has put into the game. And now we've just been working on adding content, adding modes, DLC maps. We just announced our third one, IMC Rising, yesterday at the press conference, and we're still continuing to work on some free updates that are coming out as well.
Okay. The first thing I thought about when I saw Titanfall was, okay, Max. Yeah. Everybody loves Max. And you and the rest of the team, you must be really Mac fans, or you grew up at least with Transformers?
I think there are, quite a few, yeah, for sure. The Transformers did exist when I was younger.
You said didn't?
No, they did.
They did.
I'm the right age for that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, they really, the team took, depending on the department you talk to, there's so many different inspirations in the game, but our lead artist, Joel, he's got a little bit of a fan in him for mech, and especially he loves building models, so he built some really cool stuff for this game. We have a bunch of his pieces in the office, and they're just so cool.
I don't know if you got that feedback from fans or from the media. We felt when we started talking about Titanfall, even inside our team, that, I think the selling point was really the Max. It was like, okay, we can shoot, we can walk as a soldier, but the fact that we are also a pilot of a huge cyborg, you can't be more badass than driving a
No, and it's nice because it gives you this moment where you're a pilot, and I love the movement in the game. That's really what sells me personally on it, because I just feel like it's liberating. There's all these different paths I can take through the world, and I love that. But then sometimes you just want to get in the Titan and just feel like you're invincible for a minute.
When is the Titan?
All right, come on. And sometimes you can call it in right at that minute where somebody's about to get shoot you, and then you're in the dome shield and in your Titan, and now I'm coming for you. So it gets these really exciting moments.
You're talking about movement. That's one of the things. It's really fluid and as more agile than what we expect from robots. We grew up with robots that were they were strong, but they weren't as agile. And Titanfall is so fast-paced that at first, before we watched the game or the real what Titanfall became, we were kind of afraid. Does it have two speeds, like the pilot speed and the max speed? And you didn't do that. You created a fast pace.
Yeah, I think the design team, they really did. They thought a lot about how the pilot and the Titans fit together, and how you make it so the Titan isn't unbalanced against the pilot. And for that, Titans need to have a degree of speed to them. They have to have a bit of agility to them. It's way more fun that way. But also pilots move so quickly and can really take advantage of the momentum and speed that you pick up when you're wall running. And those two things have to work together for the game to work. So, a lot of that is so how fast should this move? And then, the three different Titans all move at different speeds. So if you're like me, you're an ogre, you're a little bit slower and more lumbering. But, the Striders can just plow across the map. But, everything has to fit.
Yeah. Well, about you, you're not only the community manager for Respawn, you also did voice acting.
Yeah, I did the voice for Sarah.
How did it was inside the company? Who's going to voice act for something?
Oh well, when you're just sort of working on things and iterating and haven't cast your final groups of actors or actresses, a lot of us would fill in and just do like temporary voice work for the game, and mine stuck, and I ended up doing the one that shipped, which is really exciting for me because it's really fun, and you know it's definitely been like hilarious when I'm playing the game and I mess with. I not only listen to myself but messing with the people I'm playing with. Because we play a bunch of work and like I'll hear somebody like thanks Abbie, and like I know that I'm saying like your Titan's ready in 30 seconds. But yeah, in the game I'll do it too, and it'll be like your Titan will be ready in 30 seconds, and like somebody. Like, is that a bug? Like I don't know. It's just fun to mess with people like that.
Maybe you influenced your team because if it was a working voice acting, they kind of got used to your voice and okay, this is Sarah's voice. Let's stick to it.
Yeah, but yeah, it is really surreal to hear like your own self, do that. But yeah, it's been fun.
Before coming to Respawn, you worked as a journalist.
Yeah, I was working at G4, a television show about video games called X-Play, and I was sort of like our shooter expert, and then I worked in print journalism before then, and then ended up meeting a lot of the guys before they were at Respawn, and they had an opening and invited me to come interview for it, and the rest is history. So
you feel the transition is kind of natural, because we start, especially in the indie market, you start to see lots of ex-journalists who are starting their own companies, small companies. Mm-hmm. You think it's a natural thing to be so close to video games that you end up creating them?
Well, I mean, I think that clearly you have the interest and the desire. But I mean, for me, it's if I'm going to fit in at a game studio, it's I'm not a designer, I'm not a programmer, I'm not an artist, I'm not an animator. I don't have a lot of those skills that the people on our team do. But I have a lot of experience, working with various video game companies, working with people, so it was a sort of a natural fit. I mean, there was still a lot to learn. I've learned so much in the past 3.5 years I've been at Respawn. But you may hire like 30 artists, but maybe only one person who does sort of what I do. So, but there are opportunities there, and I've seen a lot of people move over and find different ways to sort of fit into and work with development teams. And I think it's really cool.
Yeah, they think it's space to backward run. So, okay, let's take a break from creating games. Let's talk about them, write them, and return to journalism. I know the future is completely unknown.
You know what? I just love the team at Respawn so much, and I love Titanfall. This is really what I want to be doing. Yeah. And I've thought about it because not in a serious way, like I'm going to leave and do that, but like you gain so much insight working with people at a dev studio. It's just like because it's like you get to see behind the scenes and behind the curtains, and you learn so much about the way the business works and the way that developing a game works. And it would be so wonderful to return with all of that knowledge, except that I just, I love it too much to ever do that again. Maybe it would be a conflict of interest too, but yeah,
with
it's like...
an alias, maybe. Mm-hmm. With another name, pseudonym, for example.
No. But,
yeah. Just to wrap it up, all the team felt the courage to create this subgenre because people weren't used to the kind of game you created. That okay, let's do a shooter who is some kind of mobile arena, a multiplayer arena, and also with Max, it was really brave. Did you feel all the responsibility of exiting the comfort zone of established genres and creating something completely new?
I don't know that that's really the way the team, like, we're going to be really brave and do this. I mean, there's a really natural progression that led up to, like, what, and tons of iteration that led up to what Titanfall inevitably, ended up being. And, in a way, we had no choice except to do something new because it's like we have this incredible opportunity to create a new IP, and we don't have an established franchise that we have to make an iteration of. We don't have a licensed property that we're working with, so in that respect, it was like, no, we have to do this. but then, you know, it's a company that loves, you know, game mechanics and doing stuff that's fun, and you know, I think what sort of evolved out of that was never a conscious choice to be brave as much as it was like, let's do something fun and let's go with it, and we were totally overwhelmed by the response to it, and you know, how much people, like how excited people were last year and how hyped up they were for it, and I think it's a matter of like the timing was great. I think the genre needed something, and all those guys are just super talented. Okay. That's probably a big factor too.
Okay, Abbie, thanks a lot for
Oh yeah, you're so welcome.
Good luck to Respawn. All the best to Titanfall. Keep on doing awesome games.
Thanks so much.
All the best.
Take care.
Okay.